Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaRakakadash. I want to say elder apostles, great meal, son, rule well, and shalom to the brothers in the work concerning truth. Yeah, you got another city where, Trump's looking at sending in the troops, man. And it's become a pattern already. Because you had being reported as well that troops in Washington were being given guns as well. Said some of the troops are being given guns. And now Chicago's next. So I read it on the Washington Post. It says Chicago leaders denounce Pentagon plans for military deployment in city. City and state leaders pilloried the Trump administration for planning to home in on Chicago, the third most populous city in the United States, as the next target for a military deployment in the name of addressing crime, immigration, and homelessness, calling the idea unlawful and unnecessary. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said the state was not experiencing any emergency that would warrant a National Guard presence, like that which the Pentagon had been considering. Instead, Pritzker said President Donald Trump was attempting to manufacture a crisis. It's interesting, you've even got, politicians using those terms. But then that's the thing is, this is essentially being, it's being slid in to where it's being done gradually, one by one, where it's just like, some military presence is being justified. And that's the thing is, there's not been a crisis. It's you have the ice metal, and that's really where it seems like they're meant to be working hand in glove. You have the ICE agents going in, whacking heads, grabbing people up. Then if they're resisting, then you got the military there to justify, like, okay, look, keeping the peace. But we'll see. And the thing with that is that'll happen very easily because you already got it, and people are inflamed. Saying like, oh, he's doing a coup, and he's making the power play, man. Trump has portrayed Chicago as crime-ridden for years, and suggested in recent days that it would be a National Guard's next step. On Saturday, the Washington Post first reported that the Pentagon had been considering options to deploy the National Guard in Chicago as early as September. The use of thousands of active duty troops in Chicago also has been discussed, but is considered less likely, as at this time, if the mission is approved, Chicago would become the third U.S. city. Early in September. So active troops. So not National Guard. Okay. So I said if the mission is approved, Chicago would become the third US city to face a recent deployment, coming on the heels of crackdowns in LA and DC. Chicago, a city of roughly 2.7 million, has been seen a decrease in violent crime since a COVID pandemic era spike that mirrored other cities. I think they said most of the cities have had decreases in crime. Most of the US is spiked up, and it's it's on the way down. I think crime in general has been trending down. It's kind of funny, but then it's because 90s was fucking insane. It's kind of funny. You look back on like those numbers. It was a madness going down, man. So I said Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson noted in a statement Friday that over the past year, Homicides were down more than 30%, and shootings by nearly 40%. Um, it's funny as well because it's, I watched The Wire. I don't know how realistic these numbers are, though. These books might be the most cooked books on the face of the earth. Because that's the thing as well, is even with the numbers. What was it? There was the unemployment numbers in the White House, man. Where Trump, the woman gave me the numbers. Then he just drop kicked her out of the White House, man. Get your ass out, man. Turn this WWE and just clothesline the bitch. Says at block party on Saturday, Johnson, whose mayoralty in the Democratic stronghold has been challenged by low approval ratings, decried Trump's depiction of his city. This is who Chicago really is, Johnson said. What's being painted by the federal government is false. We love one another. We support one another. We put our arms around one another. In a statement Friday, Johnson wrote that he had grave concerns about National Guard deployment, describing Trump's approach as uncoordinated, uncalled for, and unsound. And but it's like coming in with an iron, a mailed fist, man. An armored glove, man, just to smash. And that's very much been the approach anyway, with what Trump's doing since he's been able to what you call it, man, come in office. He's coming with that force where he's enacting it, and everyone's getting in line, man. It's we have to see, because depending on how how much it pushes forward, then the reaction from people as well. We'll see. But read this: Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. Yeah, that for the intensity is increased, and the US is feeling the squeeze. People that go over, travel to the US, said it's got on top, man. The immigration process to get into the country has they felt the squeeze. The economy, they felt the squeeze, man. In all ways, it's it's closing in, man. The fist is closing in around them. Yeah. Shalom.